починати.
Так. Нас аспірантура вивела в прямий ефір уже.
Навіть так?
Так.
Я періодично переглядаю, цікаво.
Правда?
Ну, да.
Та ну, не.
虚拟后面有看见，好像个在办公室一样。会议正在 YouTube 会录屏，就是这个
Я
这个
Я
趋势
не
吧。
зависла, що це таке.
Трошки було.
На телефон почали телефонувати, і виходить, що воно висне.
Так, це мобільним складність, що коли вбиває, коли телефонують.
Ну, вони ж не знають, що ми працюємо. А ну, все добре.
有回应的，不要用骂。
Чи в когось фонить, чи
Здається, це у
Switch off your microphone, please. Alex Lee, switch off your microphone.
Hello?
Так, switch off your microphone, please. Ну так, все добре вроді як.
Ну так, да, так, щось. А то було якісь були технічні такі.
Share the screen.
Ну, нічого.
4点钟全是开着一个讲。
Ну що, майже всі готові.
Так, Наталя Валеріївна, командуй.
Все, 10:00. Доброго ранку, шановні колеги. Так, ще раз. Ага. Доброго ранку, шановні колеги, шановний пане аспірант. Сьогодні 14 грудня 2023 року, 10:00. Дозвольте мені, як голові, розпочати засідання. Відповідно до рішення вченої ради Сумського національного аграрного університету номер 5 від 17 жовтня 2023 року та наказом ректора номер 571К від 18.10.2023 року Сумському національному аграрному університеті утворено спеціалізовану вчену раду для прийняття до розгляду та проведення разового захисту дисертації Лі Цзункень на тему Management of Social Economical Development of the Southwestern Provinces of China, управління соціально-економічним розвитком південно-західних провінцій Китаю, на здобуття ступеню доктора філософії у галузі знань 07, управління та адміністрування за спеціальністю 073 менеджмент. Склад спеціалізованої вченої ради: голова ради Стоянець Наталія Валеріївна, доктор економічних наук, професор кафедри менеджменту імені професора Михайлової, Сумський національний аграрний університет. Рецензенти: Калачевська Лариса Іванівна, доктор економічних наук, професор кафедри публічного управління та адміністрування, Сумський національний аграрний університет. Харченко Тетяна Олександрівна, кандидат економічних наук, доцент кафедри публічного управління та адміністрування, Сумський національний аграрний університет. Офіційні опоненти: Іляш Ольга Ігорівна, доктор економічних наук, професор кафедри економічної кібернетики, НТУ Київський політехнічний інститут імені Сікорського, і Литвинчук Ірина Леонідівна, доктор економічних наук, професор, керівник навчально-наукового центру інтелектуальної власності, інноватики та управління проєктами, Поліський національний університет. Посади членів спеціалізованої вченої ради вказані на дату захисту дисертаційною роботою. Прошу зареєструватися, шановні рецензенти та опоненти. Так, я бачу, що ви зареєструвалися, тому на підставі реєстраційної картки присутні 5 членів спеціалізованої вченої ради із 5 затверджених наказом ректора номер 571К від 18.10.2023 року. Кворум необхідний для засідання є, і ми маємо всі офіційні підстави для того, щоб розпочати засідання. Засідання спеціалізованої вченої ради оголошую відкритим. Тому у нас на порядку денному сьогодні захист дисертації на здобуття ступеня доктора філософії, аспіранта кафедри менеджменту імені професора Любові Іванівни Михайлової Сумського національного аграрного університету Лі Цзункень на тему Management of Social Economic Development of Southwestern Provinces of China, управління соціально-економічним розвитком південно-західних провінцій Китаю за спеціальністю 073 менеджмент. А роботу виконана в Сумському національному аграрному університеті. Науковий керівник, доктор економічних наук, професор Саханіна Віталіївна. До спеціалізованої вченої ради надійшли такі документи. Заява щодо проведення атестації здобувача, копія першої сторінки паспорта громадянина Китайської Народної Республіки, копія диплома магістра, витяг з наказу про зарахування до аспірантури, засвідчений в встановленому порядку, академічна довідка про виконання відповідної освітньо-наукової програми, висновок наукового керівника, доктора економічних наук, професора Саханіни Віталіївни, висновок про наукову новизну, теоретичне та практичне значення дисертації, дисертація в друкованому та електронних виглядах, відбитки копій наукових публікацій, зарахованих за темою дисертації, засвідчені в встановленому порядку. Всі документи відповідають встановленим нормам. Дисертація до захисту подається вперше. Хто за запропонований порядок денний? Прошу голосувати. Хто за? Хто проти? Утримався? Немає. Пропозиція приймається. Дозвольте зачитати біографічні дані аспіранта. Лі Цзункень, 1986 року народження, громадянин Китайської Народної Республіки, освіта вища, закінчив у 2018 році Гуанлінський педагогічний університет місця Гуанлінь, Китайська Народна Республіка, за спеціальністю адміністративний менеджмент. Аспірантуру закінчив у 2023 році Сумського національного аграрного університету Міністерства освіти і науки міста Суми. Дисертацію виконано у Сумському національному аграрному університеті Міністерства освіти і науки України міста Суми. Тема дисертації затверджена на засіданні вченої ради Сумського національного аграрного університету, протокол номер 6 від 22 року 2019 року. 22 грудня 2019 року. Лі Цзункень завершив виконання освітньо-наукової програми у 2023 році. 6 червня 2023 року відбулася публічна презентація дисертаційного дослідження на кафедрі менеджменту імені професора Любові Івановни Михайлової за спеціальністю 073 менеджмент, де дисертацію було рекомендовано до розгляду та захисту у разовій спеціалізованій вченій раді. Основні наукові положення та результати досліджень за темою дисертації опубліковано у 10 наукових працях, з них 3 статті у фахових наукових виданнях України, усі включені до міжнародних наукометричних баз даних, 3 статті опубліковано в наукових періодичних виданнях Організації економічного співробітництва та розвитку країн, які включені до науково-метричної бази даних Scopus, 4 тези в матеріалах наукових конференцій. Наукові публікації відповідають вимогам пункту 8.9 порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти, наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії, постанова Кабінету міністрів України від 12.2022 номер 44. Дисертація відповідає вимогам наказу МОН України номер 40 від 12.01.2017 року про затвердження вимог до оформлення дисертації та порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти. Наукові установи по присудження ступеня доктора філософії – це постанова Кабміну України 12 січня 2022 року номер 44. Чи є питання у членів спеціалізованої вченої ради? Так, бачу, що питань немає. Із здобувачем погоджено, що захист дисертації буде проводитись англійською мовою. Good morning. We will start your public presentation, official defense. You have 20 minutes for presentation, and now share your screen to all of us. We are waiting for your report. Thank you very much. To present them, Лі Цзункень. To present the main result of research is word given to a graduate student, Levay.
The screen.
Yes, please.
Please admit me to share my screen.
Yes. Yeah, could you share your screen and present for us?
You give me you agree.
Don't worry, you can share your screen. Everything's okay.
Ірина Анатоліївна, якщо ви нас чуєте, віддайте йому права керування, бо він не може поширити скрін.
Screen.
Зараз. Є.
Yeah? Hello?
Try one more.
Everything's okay.
Yes. Okay, now it's okay. Can you see my PPT?
Yes, we see. For full screen. Make it for full screen, please.
Okay. Just wait for a moment, please. Can you see it?
Yeah, everything's okay. Continue, please.
Okay, I start my presentation. Oh, dear expert and judges, good morning. I'm PhD student Li Zhongkeng, major in management. My scientific supervisor is Professor Zakhist. The theme of my dissertation is management of social economy, development of the southwest province of China. The theme of my thesis is the recommendation of my tutor according to the professional recruitment and the results of 4 years of doctoral study. My dissertation is divided into 5 parts: introduction, theoretical basis, government countermeasures, and conclusions. In part 1, we divide the introductions into 6 parts. Research background, literature review, research content, research method, research significance and contribution, and research innovation. In the research background, to 20th National Congress of the Community Party of China for Southwest Minorities areas, the social and economic development imbalance policy background. Based on the national modernization of regional coordinated development of regional development environment, in order to promote the coordinated development of Southwest China ethnic regions and region, realize the balanced development of urban and rural areas in Southwest ethnic area as the core of the research goal. According to the development of Southwest China ethnic areas and rural revitalizations of the arid chain. To carry out this study, in the literature review, this paper mainly introduced the research statute of regional unbalanced development. First of all, domestic scholars mainly studied the traditional theories of unbalanced development from the perspective of historical materialism. Second, empirical and method study on regional development differences include measuring the degrees of regions' balanced development, comprehensive evaluating the level of regional development, and determining the factor affecting regional development imbalance. Finally, domestic and foreign scholars mainly focus on multi-center governance and sustainable development in studying the pace and countermeasures of unbalanced regional development. The specific research content. This paper first introduced the background, purpose, and significance of the study of the unbalanced economic and social development in minority areas in Southwest China, which lay a structural foundation for the comprehensive study of the imbalance of economic and social development in the minority area in Southwest China. In the chapter of conceptual definition and theoretical basis, the research method. This paper used economic and statistical methods and academic contributions of the global and Chinese scholars as a methodological basis to explore issues related to economy and social development management in minority areas in Southwest China. In order to achieve the established goal and complete the side task, this paper used a variety of methods. For example, literature review method, comparative analysis, and combining qualitative and quantitative method, mainly focus on the social and economic development of minority areas in Southern China, including research background, relevant literature, investigation, and evidence materials, and so on. In the quantitative analysis section, statistical analysis methods such as Balance Development Index, GTWR, regressions, and PUC comprehensive evaluation methods are used to study the relevant data and information of social and economic development in minority areas in South China. The significance in this study mainly these 3 points. The research facilitates this understanding of the current state of unbalanced economy and social development in the ethnic regions of Southern China. This study promotes the coordinated development of economy and social aspects within the ethnic regions of Southern China. This study improves the level of coordination in balanced economy and social development within and outside the region, including between urban and rural areas in ethnic regions of Southwest of China. The contribution in this study has 2 main aspects. Articles are published at conferences, seminars, meetings, and journals, among within the most important were at International Scientific Conference, Modern Management, Tendency, Problems, and Perspective of Development, and Problems of Effective Management of State, material of International Scientific Conference. Second, articles are published in the International Scientific Journal, such as Progress, Special Issue, Innovation in the Economy and Society of the Digital Age. It's the Universities of Imola, Spain, making marketing and management of innovation in Xiaomi State University. Journal of Census is the SCI journal. Business Inform, and so on. Innovations of this article. First, research topic innovation. This paper studied the unbalanced regional economy and social development issues hotly discussing the economies and social field in recent years, especially within economy and social development, inequality between urban and rural areas of the ethnic minority province of South China. As the main research object, second, research foothold innovation. This paper collects and analyzes relevant literatures on economic and social development inequalities in Western China, and found that previous study mainly focused on economy and social development at a provincial level. Within there were few studies on economy and social development inequality and in different provinces, especially in the Western region. In part 2, theoretical basic. The theoretical basis sections of the study is divided into theoretical connotation and base definitions of unbalanced development, concept, manifestation of unbalanced region development, methodological approach of managing the understanding region development model. These 3 sections. In the first section, the differences and function of equilibrium and the imbalance are mainly discussed. Among them, the difference mainly lie in the value judgment and box. But the connection between the two is that they can add on economy development. Unbalance is the process of economic spiritual and equilibrium in the result of high quality economy development. In the second section, there are three main manifestations of region unbalanced development. The imbalance between urban and rural areas, the imbalance between regions and structural imbalance. The specific circumstances are shown in the explanation on the right. In the view of this, the paper takes Chongqing municipality, Sichuan province, Yunnan province, Guizhou province, Tibet autonomous regions, and Guangxi Zhuang autonomous regions as the research object, and select 4 first-level indicators from the Urban Yellow Book of the National Bureaus of the Statistics of China, based on the research perspectives of the 4 dimensions of economy. Second, ecologies and people livelihood of the unbalanced development index are on the base of the research of the theory of balanced development and relate literatures in the academic circle, and select 4-5 level for an unbalanced yellow book of the National Bureau of Statistics of China, including 21 secondary indicator. We collect representative development data of urban and rural areas in 6 provinces in Southwest China in the past 10 years, and conclude in this discussion on the current situation and problems of unbalanced economy and social development in ethnic areas in Southwest China, from the aspect of index measurement, regression analysis, model contribution, comprehensive evaluation, and pace countermeasures, and carry out relevant empirical research on the imbalance and insufficient economy and social development of the ethnic area in Southwest China from the urban and the rural areas. This is the theoretical basic. You can see the characteristic of the unbalanced development is the empirical research. The following are the relevant charts for balanced development in rural areas, similar to urban areas. In the empirical result of the influencing factor, the topic refers to the Balanced Development Index report China 2020 of Tsinghua University and the research results of academic report by the scholar of China. The data come from the statistical yellow book of the National Statistics of China from 2010 to 2020. So I collect and measure the overall development level and ethnic minority area in Southwest China as the dependent variable economy, social, ecological, and livelihood factor as the independent variables. This map is about the it is society. It is an ecological factor on the GPWR analysis. Government measure. So this chapter put forward the multi-center government page from the perspectives and the diversified system innovation, the development of base public service, and the coordinate development of contribution, aiming to solve the problem of mutual government in Southwest China. The order put forward special government phase from the perspectives of economy, society, ecology, and the people's livelihood, including innovation-driven human capital flow, and so on. And the optimization of the social security system. This pay to promote balance and all-round development in Southwest China and improve people's living standard. On the base of multi-center government in Southwest China, the sustainable development contribute for economy, society, ecology, and people's livelihood, and put forward. This countermeasure correspond to the 4 phases of chapter 2, including 3 steps. This page put forward 20 countermeasures to promote the balanced development of society and economy in Southwest ethnic area, and put forward specified measures from 4 aspects of economy, society, ecology, and people's livelihood. These following three conclusions are drawn. Marxist political economy is the theoretical source of the theory of understanding development in ethnic area in South China. In the empirical study on the unbalanced development of ethnic minority area in South China, ideas are obtained through qualitative and quantitative analysis. And the third, in the study of the pay and countermeasure of unbalanced economic and social development in minority area in South China, the value are drawn from the perspective of mutual culture, governance logical, and the source of sustainable development. So finally, in the 4 years of doctoral study, I'd like to thank all of teachers to guidance.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Li Цзункень. The report is complete. Please ask question. First, Professor Kolachevskaya Larisa.
Thank you, dear colleagues. Thank you, dear Lí Цзункень, for your presentation. It was interesting for me. And I have two questions. The first one is, what's your research objectives and why did you choose the unbalanced social and economic development in Southwest ethnic minority areas?
Thanks, professors, for your question. In Southwest minority area, under the background of social and economy development policy, this study is to China's modern regional coordinated development strategy as the research guidance to promote economy, social, ecology, coordinated development of the people's livelihood, to the balanced development urban and rural areas as the research goal. According to the development of Southwest ethnic areas and the chain rural realizations of this study. That's all.
Thank you. And I have the second one question. What are the special features of the structure of this study? Thank you.
Thanks, Professor, for your questions. In view of this paper takes Chongqing Municipality, Sichuan Province, Yunnan Province, Guizhou Province, Tibet, Autonomous Regions, and Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Regions as research object. And select for first level indicate for from the Urban Yellow Book of the National Statistics of China, based on the research perspective and the 4 dimensions of economy, society, ecology, and people's livelihood, and unbalanced development index. And on the base of the research of the theory of unbalanced development and related literatures in the academic circle, and select for first level indicator from the Urban Yellow Book of the National Bureaus of Statistics of China, including 21 second indicator. We collected this representative development data of urban and rural areas in 6 provinces in South China in the past 10 years, and conducted in the discussion on the current situations and problems of urban economy and social development in ethnic areas in South China from the aspect of index measurement, regression analysis, modern constructions, and comprehensive evaluation, and pays countermeasures and carry out relevant empirical research on the imbalance and fusion economy and the social development of ethnic areas in South China from the urban and the rural level. That's all.
Thank you. I am satisfied with your answer.
So, next, Professor Хаченко Тетяна.
Yes, thank you so much. First of all, I would like to say thank you, our speaker. Your presentation was very interesting. Your approach to decisions, the problem is very good. Now, I would like to ask you some questions. First of all, what are the main contents of the study?
Thanks, Professor, for your question. This paper outlines the background, purpose, and significance of the study. On the imbalance of economy and social development in ethnic areas of Southwest China. In the chapter 1, were described conceptual definition and theoretical basis of imbalance development. In the chapter 2, on that basis were done an empirical study on the unbalanced economy and social development in ethnic areas of South China. As a result, were found a pace and countermeasures for unbalanced economy and social development in ethnic areas of South China. That's all.
Yes, thank you. I'm satisfied your answer. And now I will have one more question. What method did you use during the study?
Thanks, Professor, for your question. This paper used economy and statistical methods, the academic contribution of global and Chinese scholars as a methodological base to explore issues related to economy and social development management in minority areas in South China. In order to achieve the established goal and complete the assigned task, this paper uses varieties of methods. Literature review method is used to collect and analyze the relevant literatures of the differences of social and economic development in the Western region and clarify the research ideas and logical phrasebook. Comparative analysis is used to compare the overall differences in economy and social development of minority areas in South China, and analyzes the difference in economy, society, environment, and livelihood in different regions. And combining quantities and quantitative methods is used to mainly focus on the social and economic development of minority areas in South China, including research background, relevant literature, investigations, and evidence material, and so on. In the quantitative analysis sessions, statistical analysis method is used to suggest balance the development index, GDWI, regression, and Biuxi comprehensive evaluation methods are used to study the relevant data and information of social and economy development in the minority area of the South China. That's all.
Yes, thank you. I'm satisfied your answer. Thank you so much. No more questions.
Continue. I invite Professor Ilyash Olga.
Thank you very much, dear Lí Цзункень. I also wanted to share my thoughts about your presentation. It was absolutely nice and very interesting. And as my colleagues, I have two questions too. So the first one, in your speech, you mentioned about the empirical data, and I want to ask you about the formality of the data. So the question is, are the data sources of the study formal? That would be first question, and I have one more. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Professor, for your questions. The information base of the study was legal act from official open sources of China. The State Statistic Service of China, Nation Development and Reform Commission, all field research and other types of theoretical, methodical, justice, and scientific work on the internet. So,
Okay, thank you. And one more question is about the significance of your study. So the question would be like that, what are the theoretical and practical significance of your study? Thank you.
Thanks, Professor, for your question. The significance in this study made these 3 points. This research facilitated the understanding of the current state of unbalanced economy and social development in the ethnic regions of South China. And this study promote the coordinated development of economy and social aspects within the ethnic regions of South China. And this study improved the level of coordination in balanced economy and social development within and outside the region, including between urban and rural areas in the ethnic region of South China. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am satisfied of your answers. Thank you.
Professor Litvinchuk, Irina, your question?
Thank you very much for your presentation, and especially for the choice of the topic of dissertation. It is very relevant. And I also, as my colleagues, have a question for you. First one is about value and contribution of your study.
Thanks, Professor, for your question. The contribution in this study has 2 main aspects. First, articles are published at a conference, seminar, meeting, among which was most important were at International Scientific Conference in April, Ukraine, and Georgia. Second, articles are published in the International Scientific Journal, such as Spanish, Sumy, and Kiev, Ukraine. And the most important article is in SCI. Thank you.
Thank you. And one more question, please. What are the innovations and shortcomings of your research?
Thanks, Professor, for your question. Innovation of the study. The innovation of this article may be first, research topic innovation. And in this paper, studied the unbalanced regional economy and social development issue, actually discussed in the economy and social field in recent years, especially within the economy and social development inequality between urban and rural areas in ethnic minority provinces in South China as the main research subject. Second, research foothold innovation. This paper collects and analyzes relevant literatures on economy and social development equality in Western China, and found that previous studies mainly focus on economy and social development at the provincial level, which there were few studies on economic and social development inequalities in different provinces, especially in the Western regions. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm satisfied with your answers. Thank you for the discussion.
Lí Цзункень and me. My question for dessert. First one. What are the research findings of the theoretical analysis of the study?
Thanks, Professor, for your question. The theoretical based sections of this study is divided into theoretical connotation and basis definition of unbalanced development, concepts, manifestation of unbalanced regions development, and the methodological approaches of management the unbalanced regional development model in all these three sessions. For example, study construct a balanced social development index system, comprehensive evaluation system, and the GTWI regression model in some ethnic areas through theoretical analysis. That's all. Thank you.
One more. Explain the empirical objective and sources of this study.
Thanks, Professor, for your question. The empirical research objective of this paper is the unbalanced development of ethnic minority areas in South China, mainly borrowed from the word the Balanced Development Index report of China 2020 of Tsinghua University in the research results of the academic report of Su Xiaochuan and so on. Perform the data analysis and in practical studies. That's all.
Thank you. I'm satisfied. Dear colleagues, no more questions?
No more questions.
Okay. So we continue. And now, Li Czunken, you have some minutes for rest because I read some documents. Dear colleagues, let me acquaint those present with the conclusion about the scientific novelty, theoretical and practical significance of the result of this thesis. Тобто зараз, шановні члени Ради, маю оголосити висновок про наукову новизну, теоретичне та практичне значення результатів. Документи є в матеріалах справи, і я хочу зачитати і зупинитися на основних моментах, так як актуальність теми в нас не викликає сумніву, а вся наукова новизна, вона корелюється із завданнями. Хотілося трохи зупинитися на науковій новизні одержаних результатів, а саме, що вперше було розроблено концептуальну програму викорінення регіональних диспропорцій в економічному та соціальному розвитку південно-західних провінцій Китаю в контексті нерівності між міським та сільськими районами, що відзначається розумовою координацією дій державної та місцевої влади, упорядкованою конкуренцією всіх суб'єктів господарювання регіону. Удосконалена теоретико-практичний досвід, підхід пошуку шляхів розвитку та методів втілення стратегій досягнення збалансованого економічного та соціального розвитку в етнічних регіонах Південно-Західного Китаю через зосередження на трьох ключових аспектах: принципах спільного управління, функції колективного управління та синергії шляхів розвитку, беручи до уваги стійкість у чотирьох вимірах – економічному, соціальному, екологічному та джерелах існування. А також імпульси для еманаційного розвитку та прискорення побудови надійної системи для високоякісного розвитку, зміцнення економічної та демографічної спроможності центральних міст, міських кластерів та інших економічно розвинутих регіонів. Щодо теоретичного та практичного значення результатів дисертаційної роботи, то запропоновано просторово часи характеристики незбалансованого економічного та соціального розвитку в етнічних регіонах Північно-Західного Китаю. То такий підхід він сприятиме постійному просуванню узгодженості та сталого розвитку між регіонами Китаю на практичному рівні. Щодо апробації результатів роботи, то результати були оприлюднені на конференціях, семінарах, особливо найважливіші – це інноваційні процеси економічного та соціально-культурного розвитку, вітчизняний зарубіжний досвід, міжнародна наукова конференція менеджменту Полтаві, сучасний менеджмент тенденцій, проблеми та перспективи розвитку. Також щодо принципів академічної доброчесності маємо звіт на плагіат, робота унікальна, виключена, якщо там є невеликий коефіцієнт, це тільки з посилання на власні публікації аспіранта. Щодо переліку публікацій, то опубліковано в 10 наукових праць результати досліджень, 3 статті в фахових наукових виданнях, 3 співавторстві в періодичних виданнях Організації економічного співробітництва та розвитку України, окометричних баз Фокус. Щодо обсягу дисертаційної роботи, то вона викладена на 195 сторінках основного тексту, містить 34 таблиці, 15 рисунків, 184 позиції літературних джерел. Також хочу зупинитися на висновку, що дисертаційна робота Лі Цзункень на тему Management of Social Economical Development of Southwestern China, яка подана на здобуття ступеня доктора філософії за спеціальністю 073, за своїм науковим рівнем та практичною цінністю, повністю відповідає вимогам пункту 6 постанови Кабінету міністрів України про затвердження порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішенням разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії від 12.01.2022 року номер 44 та вимогам до оформлення дисертації за затвердженням наказом МОН від 12.01.2017 номер 40 та відповідає напрямку наукового дослідження освітньо-наукової програми СНАУ та спеціальності 073 менеджменту. And now, dear colleagues and member of scientific council, we beginning to discuss of the dissertation by work Lí Цзункень. I invite a review to speak Professor Kalachevskaya Larisa, Doctor of Economic Science, Sumy National Agrarian University. You are welcome.
Thank you, Professor Steinitz. Dear colleagues, I analyzed in detail the scientific work of Lí Czunкень on the topic management of socioeconomic development of the southwestern provinces of China. The corresponding review was prepared by me and submitted to the PhD department on time. You can see the full text of the PhD department website. In general, I would like to note that the elements of scientific novelty speak of the depth and thoroughness of the conducted research. This dissertation research focuses on the study of differences in economic, social, and environmental aspects between urban and rural areas in the ethnic regions of Southwest China through theoretical and empirical analysis. Dissertation research has the following innovative aspects to my mind. From the point of view of qualitative research, combines the qualitative and quantitative research on regional development through an in-depth study of the theoretical logic of unbalanced economic and social development of ethnic regions in Southwest China, and establishes a new theoretical research basis for understanding the imbalances of regional economic and social development, which meets the requirements of the regional strategy of coordinated development. From the point of view of quantitative research, creates a more appropriate methodological basis for calculating the index of measuring the level of economic and social development in the ethnic regions of Southwest China, taking into account the actual conditions of these regions. In terms of evaluation methodology, develops a new evaluation model of regional economic and social development in ethnic regions of Southwest China based on use of spatio-temporal regression, GTWR, to facilitate horizontal and vertical comparative analysis of measurement results of provinces and cities each year. From the text of the dissertation submitted for review, a conclusion can be drawn about the scientific maturity of the dissertation author, his ability to see current problems in the field of willingness to solve them at the sufficiently high scientific level, In general, Li Czunkeng's dissertation is a complete independent study in its content and form. Positively assessing the scientific and practical significance of the dissertation work, I consider it necessary to point out a number of debatable provisions. In the theoretical part of the dissertation, the author describes nominative and positive approaches to the theory of public goods with the inherent characteristics of the People's Republic of China, without mentioning non-economic factors of social interaction. In paragraph 1.3, figure 1.1, it is not clear how this methodology was implemented to achieve the results of the dissertation work. In paragraph 2.1, speaking about the experience of managing the uneven development of the regions of China, the author pays too much attention to the Marxist historical formation approach. However, more attention should be paid to the globalization concepts of development to analyze which of them can be used in modern Chinese realities and which, unfortunately, no. In chapter 2, the author unsuccessfully selected the interpretation of the legend in the visual representation of the research result, which makes figure 2.1, 2.12 unclear and difficult to understand. By formulating proposals for strategies and measures for managing the development of the regions of the PRC, subsection 3.3, it would be appropriate to use visualization tools, drawings, diagrams, to visualize the formulated provisions. To illustrate the problems of implementing long-term measures to smooth out the uneven development of the regions of the PRC, subsection 3.2, it would also be possible to provide certain prognostic data or the results of expert assessments. However, the indicated comments and wishes do not fundamentally affect the overall positive assessment of the dissertation work and not fundamental and do not reduce its rather high overall assessment. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Larisa Kalachevska. Li Czunkeng, you are given the opportunity to respond to comments that have been posted in review.
Thank you, Professor. Your comments is very important for me. I will take into consideration then for the future research. Do I say all of your review? Let me answer some of them. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Cool. About the I choose several comments to answer. About the 1.3, figure 1.1, and this comment, answer is figure 1.1 mainly show the technical route and index system of the empirical part of the paper, not the research method. The research method is mainly shown in section 1.3 of the paper. In this part, the paper mainly expound the calculation process of balance development index and the calculation methods of Filthy variation index and weight and the regression calculations method of GTWI of the influence factor. About the in PPT 2.2.1 convention, my answer is that The section 2.1 of this paper mainly showed the characteristic of unbalanced social and economic development in several areas, combined with the experience of balanced development in the various regions, analyze the performance of unbalanced regions' development in economy, society, ecologies, and people's livelihood, mainly reflected in the modern application in China. About the in chapter 2, the author unsuccessfully selected this comment. My answer is that the chat really has too much days to show completely, but each chart has a specific application, and the year 2010 is 10, 2012 is 12, and 2014 is 14, and 2016, and so on. The city 1 is instead Guangxi, 2 is instead Guizhou, 3 is Sichuan, 4 is Tibet, and 5 is Yunnan, 6 responsibility of Chongqing. Full days are available in the appendix. About the next comment by formulating proposal this comment, my answer is that there is too much chart data. In order to reduce the length of the paper, we just show the day of the secondary indicator. The complete day can be covered in the appendix. Further research we try to achieve in the daily teaching research. About to illustrate the problem of implementing long-term measures to smooth in this comment, my answer is that thank you for your comment. I have referred to many research results of the scholar in this chapter, and mainly show the relevant views of scholars through the table. I draw the conclusions of the study in the future. Thank you. That's all.
Professor Larissa, are you satisfied with your answer? With his answer?
Yes, thank you, dear Li Zunken. I am satisfied with your answer. Thank you.
So continue. I invite to review to speak Professor Харченко Tatiana, PhD of Economic Science, Sumy National Agrarian University. You are welcome.
Okay, thank you, Natalia Valerievna. The full text of my reviews is present on university website. Now I would like to present the main elements of my review. First of all, I would like to tell a few words about the relevance of the topic of the dissertation. For the People's Republic of China, coordinated regional development has always been a top priority issue. Today, manifestation of the uneven development of China's region remains a significant problem, which is manifested in local inconsistencies, the dichotomy between the city and the countryside, economic and social differences. Given China's large-scale territory, large population, and uneven provision of natural resources in the region, the historical problem of regional development imbalance remains pronounced. The main task of the dissertation was to find ways to implement coordinated regional development. This is not a fleeting achievement, but a long-term task that requires persistent efforts, adjusting and improving the framework of regional policy based on objective economic principles, using the comparative advantages of each region, promoting the rational cost and the effective concentration of various factors, as well as the continuous strengthening of initiatives to promote coordination and development within and outside the provinces. The scientific novelty of the obtained result is as follows. Firstly, was developed a conceptual program for the eradication of regional disparities in the economic and social development of the southwestern provinces of the China in the question of inequality between urban and rural areas. Was improved the methodological construction of a complex system for assessing the level of development of urban and rural areas of southwestern ethnic groups. Next one has been improved the theoretical practical approach of finding ways of development and methods of implementing the strategy of achieving balanced economic and social development in the ethnic regions of southwest China. Next one further developed the definition of the theoretical relationship between the theory of unbalanced development, the theory of polycentric management, and the theory of sustainable development in the ethnic region of southwest China. The practical significance of the obtained results lie in the further use by institutions of higher education and management bodies for the development of territorial communities in southwest China. The main task of dissertation was to find ways to implement coordinated regional development. This is not a fleeting achievement, but a long-term task that requires persistent efforts adjusting and improving the framework of regional policy based on objective economic principle, using the comparative advantages of each region, promoting the rational cost and the effective concentration of various factors, as well as the continuous strengthening of initiatives to promote coordination and development within and outside the provinces. The result of the study highlights representative data on the development of urban and rural areas in six provinces in southwest China over the past 10 years, and also characterize the current state and problem of unbalanced economic and social development of ethnic areas in southwest China through a comprehensive assessment, causes of insufficient economic and social development, and proposals for ways to improve the situation. During a detailed review of the text of the dissertation work, scientific works of the recipient, study of the report on the result of plagiarism check, no grounds for adapting the academic integrity and level of scientific training of the recipient were established. The text of the dissertation is consistent with the dissertation scientific works, which have undergone a double-blind review. This is also a confirmation of the absence of signs of falsification of the research result. The main scientific provision and result of research on the topic of the dissertation were published in 10 scientific works, including 3 articles in specialized scientific publication of Ukraine, all including in international cyanometric database. 3 articles were published in scientific periodical of the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, which are included in the Scopus scientific metric database. 4 abstracts in material of scientific conference. Characterizing the dissertation work, Lí Цзункень as a whole, it should be noted that it certainly has relevant scientific and practical significance. During the review of the work, some issues of a debatable nature, comments and suggestions arose. First of all, in first chapter, when describing urban development, it would be appropriate to pay attention to models of sustainable development that would ensure socio-economic ecological development of the territories of southwestern China. Next one, in point 1.3 in figure 1.1, it's not clear how the specified methodology will be implemented when achieving the result of the dissertation work. Next one, I believe that it would be appropriate to provide in the work a brief description of each variation element of the system of assessment of balanced development of region. The systematization of which is given in table 2.1 and further on in the text of the dissertation. Next one, also in table 2.4 and figure 2.13, the division into primary and secondary indicators of the balanced development of regions is unclear, and other related to the indicators described in first chapter. Next one, in second chapter and figure 3.1, it would be advisable to analyze separately all influencing factors, to apply forecasting and modeling methods for visual representation of research result. And finally, last one, point 3.2 would be expedient to present with the help of graphic objects, which would add a wide type of information. However, the indicated comments and wishes don't fundamentally affect the overall positive assessment of the dissertation work and not fundamental and don't reduce its rather high overall assessment. Dissertation work Li Czunkень on the topic management of socio-economic development of the southwestern provinces of China, which was submitted for defense to a specialized academic council for obtaining a degree Doctor of Philosophy in the field of knowledge 07 management and administration with a specialty 073 management in terms of its relevance, scientific and theoretical level, main result of validity, main provisions and result published in professional publication, novelty of the setting and practical significance meet the requirement of the order of the Ministry of Education and Culture of Ukraine on the approval of the requirements for the preparation of the dissertation and resolution of the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine on the approval of the procedure for awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and the cancellation of the decision of the one-time specialized academic council of the institution of higher education scientific institution on awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. The content of the dissertation corresponds to the passport of the specialty. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Tatiana. Li Czunkeń, you are given the opportunity to respond to comments that have been posted in review.
Thank you for your comment. Yes, your comment is very important for us, and we will take into consideration them to our future research. For your comment, the first comment emphasizes this aspect of research need to improve the through learning and subject research, and we will verify it step by step through the later subject practice. At the same, I have done some research to constantly adjust and contribute models and sustainable development. Present it as important conclusion when writing the Chinese manuscript and draw the sustainable development model of chapter 3 based on the sustainability performance of this chapter. In about the second comment says that the research method mainly adopt quantitative and qualitative analysis method. The following the calculation formula and process of the empirical part of this study, which is corresponding to the 3 empirical results of the second chapter, and then analyze the characteristic of the balance development in the South minority area according to the empirical research and the actual performance of the unbalanced development in the South minority areas. The measure system of the balance development index in Southwest China. And empirical model for examining the special and temporal heterogeneity of unbalanced development in South China. A comprehensive evaluation model of balanced development in South China. About the third comment, my answer is that in view of the large amount of data in this study and the large amount of calculation, the original data calculation process and results by itself format document, including the application of the format and the calculation result. GDWR regression show the GIST calculation process and the empirical process and results of comprehensive evaluation of K by SPSS software modeling will also be displayed in the document. About the fourth comment, my answer is that given the amount of data in this study is large and the calculation amount is larger, this study, table 2.1, just shows the secondary index. And for the study of territory indicator, we try in the future education research gradually subdivided economy, society, ecology, people's livelihood, the four areas of influence factors, and discuss their practical in the regional social economy. About your five comments, my answer is that the result for each step of section 1.3 correspond to the graph matches of section 2. For example, the Balanced Development Index in the economy field is calculated by substituting the secondary index economy and calculated through formula 1.3. About your sixth comment, my answer is that at the beginning, we considered the prediction and modeling study of this three-level index, mainly giving the large amount of data, only the calculations and proceedings of GTWR regression days of the secondary indicator of economic, social, ecological, and people's livelihood. It took the order half a year to calculate the 10 years process of data collection, modeling, and sharing due to the excessive work of the three-level index. We have made the following study adjustment. First, the paper was studied using the GTWR method, quantitative analysis of influence factors based on the current situations of unbalanced development in Southwest minority areas and the scholars. Second, considering the volume of the doctor of my dissertation and the recruitment of the article, I mainly improved the influence factor research of the three-level indicators through the publication of journal papers and scientific research program. About your last comment, thank you for your comment. We have referred to many research results of the scholars in this chapter and mainly show the relevant views of scholars through the table. We draw the conclusions of this study. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your answers. I'm satisfied.
Okay.
So continue. I invite an official opponent to speak, Professor Olga Ilyash, Doctor of Science in Economics, Kyiv Polytechnic Institute, named by Sikorsky. You are welcome.
Thank you very much, dear the head of Specialized Academic Council, Professor Natalia, dear Professor Inna, Lí Czunkень, dear colleagues, good afternoon. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude for the invitation to take part in such important scientific event. And taking the opportunity, I would like to send regards from the management of the faculty, of our faculty of Igor Sikorsky Kyiv Polytechnic Institute. And I want to wish the entire staff of your university patience and inspiration in their daily scientific and pedagogical activities for the victory of Ukraine. And also I would like to say special thanks to Professor Yuri Danko for friendly cooperation and encouragement to participate in such nice meetings which are devoted to the defense of dissertation of our PhD students. And now, please allow me to share my thoughts with you regarding to my review, which is dedicated to the determinants of management of socioeconomic development of southwestern provinces of China. First of all, I want to say that today we are present at a scientific meeting, which is dedicated to the discussion of an extremely timely and interesting deep topic, which raises many questions and at the same time allows us to find many answers devoting not just to socioeconomic development of southwestern provinces of China, but also how to develop our Ukrainian ethnic territories, especially if we talk about the post-war period. Therefore, I want to thank Lí Цзункень and the scientific supervisor, Professor Inna Sohan, for the courage and face the topic of the work, which within one scientific task solves three scientific problems: the directions of the current state policy of unbalanced economic and social development in the Southwest China ethnic regions. In the same time, to the assessment of the relationship between the quantity and quality of economic and social development, as well as inter-regional coordination. So, dear colleagues, my review was properly prepared and sent to the Specialized Academic Council in the timely manner. So let me focus only on the main points of the review. If you talk about the relevance of the research topic, I want to say that the striking urban-rural gap in the ethnic regions of Southwest China has definitely significantly hindered the overall importance in the quality of development in these provinces. Therefore, solving the problem of unbalanced economic and social development in the regional context is a priority for the ethnic regions of Southwest China. And I want to emphasize that this dissertation research focuses on the study of differences in economic, social, and environmental aspects between urban and rural areas in the ethnic regions of Southwest China, taught theoretical and empirical analysis. That's why my questions were devoted to empirical data. And I want to emphasize that this determines the high degree of relevance and timelines of Lí Цзункен's dissertation topic selection. If you talk about the connection of work with scientific programs, plans, and topics, I want to say that dissertation research was carried out within the framework of the topics, two topics which are devoted to scientific programs of the Sumy National Agrarian University. Also, I found that the framework of personal research projects were devoted to improving basic research abilities for young and middle-aged teachers at Guangxi University. When we talk about the scientific and practical significance of the dissertation, I want to say that this study comprehensively examines the spatio-temporal characteristic of unbalanced economic and social development within ethnic regions in Southwest China from Meso perspective. So it means that in the one side, the research facilitates the understanding of the current state of unbalanced economic and social development in the ethnic regions of Southwest China. And in the second part, this study promotes the coordinated development of economic and social aspects within the ethnic regions of Southwest China. And in this case, by combining qualitative and quantitative research, it comprehensively captures the multidimensional and multi-level characteristic of economic and social development of these regions. If you talk about the completeness of presentation of the dissertation material in scientific publication, I have to say that I found in the abstract that during the period of the study, the author have prepared 1 computer software copyright, 10 scientific papers, among them 4 conference papers, 3 articles were published in journals indexed in Scopus, and 3 articles in journals included in the list of scientific professional publications of Ukraine assigned category B. If you talk about the degree of validity of scientific proposition formulated in the dissertation, I want to say that dissertation research is an independent scientific work of the author, and scientific results, conclusions, and proposals submitted for defense were obtained by the author personally. Also, I wanted to emphasize that the study is driven by the pursuit of 5 primarily objectives. The first one, to dedicate the previous literature and relevant theories on the economic and social development imbalance in the ethnic regions of Southwest China. Second one, the use some issues and analytics balanced development index system. Our PhD student examines the current development status and unbalanced characteristics of the economy, society, ecology, and people's livelihood in the ethnic regions of Southwest China. Also, I wanted to emphasize that in this study were explored ways and some directions how to achieve balanced development in economic, social, ecological, and livelihood aspects in the ethnic region of Southwest China. The scientific novelty of the obtained results are really high, and I want to say that it includes the deepening of existing theoretical provisions and the development of scientific, practical, and methodological recommendations on the problems of economic and social development of the ethnic regions of Southwest China. And I just to say about the first position, where the our PhD student found and systematized the conceptual program for eradicating regional disparities in the economic and social development of the southwestern provinces of China in the context of inequality between urban and rural areas characterized by responsible coordination of actions if we talk about the state and local authorities. The structure and content of the dissertation and the presented dissertation work of Lí Цзункень has a logical structure. Its content fully reveals the topic of scientific research, and the primary focus of this dissertation was to identify strategies for implementing coordinating regional development in the context of long-term requiring sustained commitment. Also, the problem is particularly complex due to the fact that the southwestern ethnic regions belong to the national poverty areas, and in combination with their special geographical environmental factors and the weak economic base, as well as differences in the implementation of policies in the ethnic regions, in the case of the gap in the level of regional development between provinces, and And also all those issues were reflected in the differences in the development of cities and villages. So it means that dissertation research focuses on the study of differences in economic, social, and environmental aspects between urban and rural areas, like I mentioned before. In the same time, if we talk about some discussions and discussion clauses and comments on the content of the dissertation, I want to say that despite the positive impression from reading the dissertation and the author's publications, one should pay attention to the presence of certain detailed provisions, which are, let me say about some of them. First of all, the analysis of literary sources in paragraphs 1.1 and 1.2 would be expedient to be carried out according to a certain classification of scientific approaches or taking into account chronology. Also, too much attention is paid to Marxist approach. Instead, the globalization theories of territorial development are not considered. Second one, the dissertation proposes a conceptual model of improving the quality of life of ethnic minorities in the southwestern regions of China through the implementation of a long-term strategy, if we talk about organizational, instrumental, and economic support for the appropriate state policy. And in the same time, if we talk about the statement that this planning process is closed, is the table, because the author doesn't recognize the influence of external environmental factors, such as, for example, labor market trends or state regulation of employment, and so on. Third one, discussion point, is devoted to the author's notes a number of problems of the ethnic regions of southwestern China, notes individual ways of solving them. In addition, the author emphasizes disparities between urban and rural areas, but does not propose a comprehensive mechanism for eliminating imperfections. In my opinion, it would be appropriate to propose all individual actions in the state development program if we talk about national action plan, for example. Finally, in the first discussion point, in section 3, it would be appropriate to carry out a final calculation of the cost of state and regional budgets in the implementation of the national action plan for elimination disparities in the development of ethnic regions of southwestern China, for conduction simulations and show the costs and benefits, and to prove the feasibility of the proposed measures. And finally, I found that the conclusions are general in nature and the statements are too formalized and do not reflect the specific results obtained in the dissertations. In the same time, I have to say that all those all mentioned points are not are just discussional points, and it seems that dissertation work was prepared on the high scientific level and result the main scientific aim. So my general conclusion is that dissertation work by Lí Цзункень on the topic management of socioeconomic development of the southwestern provinces of China, which was submitted for defense to the Specialized Economic Council for obtaining the degree of Doctor of Philosophy from the field of knowledge 07 Management and Administration by specialty 073 Management in terms of its relevance, scientific and theoretical level, main results of validity, main provisions and results published in professional publications, novelty of the setting and practical significance meets the requirements of the Order of Ministry of Education and Culture of Ukraine, of the 2017 year on the approval of requirements of the preparation of the dissertation, and the resolution of the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine dated 12th January 2024. Sorry, just a second. I interrupt my general conclusion. So let me continue. And if you talk about the awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and the cancellation of the decision of the one-time Specialized Economic Council of the Institution of Higher Education, Scientific Institution of awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy from chances introduced in accordance with resolution of Cabinet Ministries number 341 dated 21st of March 2022. Thank you. That's all.
So, Lí Цзункень, you are given the opportunity to respond to comments that have been posted in review.
Thank you all for your comment. It's very valuable for me. Thank you very much. Now let me answer your comment. For your first comment, I think this study mainly from the perspective of the political economy and regional economy discipline. And the main foothold in China's model political and economic background. This study in chapter 3 prospected the sustainable development of regional economy countermeasures to the world economy development. Regional economy globalization has reference significant. Sorry. Thank you, Professor. I will be in the subsequent research this paper in the field of global social economy. And for your second comment, my answer is as larger and extendable factor abroad. At home is strongly for the social and economic development of Southwest ethnic regions, such as the top of Western strategy and rural revitalization strategy. And our nation policy has been more inclusive in internal reform and opening to the outside world. It has been effective for China. Although the study of doctoral thesis has been basically completed, but my academic research will not be stopped. Chinese national policy will also always support the social and economic development of Southwest ethnic regions, support the Chinese government also have been based on national conditions facing the world. And for your third comment, my answer is that my academic ability has been improved through learning and relevant research. And my relevant research will continue. The mechanism to eliminate defect should be based on the national condition. And there's no most perfect method, only the adjustment or reform to be more suitable for the national conditions. And for your fourth comment, I think it's difficult to obtain the detailed data, which need to be verified step by step through the subject practice in the later stage. At present, I have done some research and is constantly adjusting the countermeasures and methods. I will try and to go further in the future. About your last comment, initially, we consider the 3-level index of prediction and modeling research, mainly given the data is too big. It's only the economy, social, ecological, and people's living indicator of the GTWR regression data calculating and pre-treatment. I spent half of the year to test the quick acquisition, modeling, and sharing progress. And due to the work of data indicators is too large, I made the following research adjustment, and mainly through published journal papers, scientific research, to perfect the influence of the very in-depth factor research. I will make better in the future. Thank you all for your comment.
Thank you very
So-
much. I'm absolutely satisfied of your comment. Thank you very much.
Continue, and I invite an official opponent to speak, Professor, Doctor of Economic Science, Polski National University, Litvinchuk Irina. You are welcome.
Thank you very much, dear colleagues. First of all, thank you for the members of the Scientific Council for the opportunity to be part of this event, and my admirer of Sumi University of the important work with Chinese colleagues. I would like to present my official opinion to this dissertation topic, and also want to mention that full variant of this document is presented on the site, so I will not to read all the positions, and also many important points of the dissertations were already presented by my colleagues, other members of the Scientific Council, so I will mention only the factors which reflect me personally. So the dissertation is completely meets all the requirements for such type of the work, which requires from Ukrainian law. It is full and logical, has absolutely clear structure. All the consequences, all the results are supported by statistical data, by different sources of research and important data. Also, all the practical significance is absolutely evident, because this topic is relevant for many modern contemporary processes in all over the world and in Ukraine as well, because the decentralization is the trend of the development in many countries nowadays. So all these positions are complete. About the scientific novelty, I would like to pay the attention that Lí Tsungkeń tried to solve very important problem of monitoring of the unbalanced disproportions in different regions. And we know many works, scientific research, which try to solve this problem from the position of project management, for instance, different tools, but pays not so much attention for the monitoring part, which absolutely reflect the methodological science. And this is probably the most important result of this dissertation. Also, for me, important that Lí Tsúnkeň tries to reflect some government's trial to solve this disproportion and give recommendations for policymakers, which is also absolutely successful result of this dissertation. So to be closer for some controversial moments, I would like to say that in spite of the all significance of this dissertation, it also has some discussion moments. And I think first, this moment is that in the first theoretical part, Lí Tsúnkeň paid too much attention for the Marxist theory and not consider alternative theories, for instance, even the innovation development theories and etc. Also, the empirical study relies on the data which are limited 2020 year, and as a result we could not consider some important trends of the latest years and changes in the social and economical development of the world and their results for the territories of China as well. Also, in the chapter first of the dissertation, when Lí Tsúnkeň constructed the Chinese balanced development indicator system, this construction also requires more explanations because in some matters it is not clear the choice of different factors which were included in the indicator systems. Also, about the third chapter of dissertation, namely section 3.3, the countermeasures for balanced development which are presented there seems declarative, lacking specific algorithm for the implementation at the level of management institution. And the conclusions, in my opinion, are also general in nature and requires to be more reflectable to the specific results obtained in the dissertation. For now, they are too formalized. So in general, as I already mentioned, all these controversial moments just are the parts of scientific discussion and not change my general main opinion about the work. I think that Lí Tsúnkeň deserves the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, and his dissertation absolutely reflects all the requirements of the Ukrainian law for such types of the work. Thank you very much.
Lí Tsúnkeň, you are given the opportunity to respond to comments that have been posted in reviews.
Thank you for all your comments. It's valuable your comment to me. Thank you very much. About your comment, I choose to answer some of them. About your first comment, let's speak in critical flavor of system construction can refer to section 1.3. Yes, We through the formulation of the balanced development index and corresponding to the characteristic of the empirical section 2 research. Through the table show the GWR regression modeling progress corresponding to the impact factor and so on. And through the formula show the comprehensive evaluation method modeling process corresponding to the comprehensive evaluation of section 2 in the research. About the second comment, I think first, the overall development of social economy in South China national city areas that onward change. In the recent year, South China national city area social and economy development lost volatility, and objective factors such as economy crisis, the South province of social and economy development get more and more big. But after the new origin, Southwest national and other places adjust measure to local condition. Several development speeds as large promotion. Second, the degree of balanced society and economic development in the 6th province and city in South China saw a change and dynamic change year by year in the fields of economy, society, and other aspects. It may rely on the natural ecological environment. The gap between urban and rural development in ethnic urban area in South China are narrow year by year, and the dependence of urban area on rural national local condition has increased year by year. The rural revitalization is also based on the construction of social and economic service factories in urban area, and the two are interdependent and materially promoted. About your third comment, I think the development measure of economy, society, ecology, and people living based on the theoretical performance. The measure for sustainable development in South China's ethnic minority area is the economic pattern of multi-industry integration in South China ethnic minority area. Explore the social basis for urban rural integrated development and explore the economy base for coordinating development, contribution, and promoting ecological civilization construction, and provide the measures and suggestions for balanced and suitable development in multiple fields of coordinated development. And based on the strategy planning of social security system, it implement and integrate development model of ethnic culture and other factor. You're talking about the day just limit in 20 to 20. Of course, it's hard to collect the day. So just take at the near 5 years to make some research. About your fourth comment, I think the multi-century government pace of unbalanced development in South China ethnic minority area is a governance logical of multi-level, multi-subject, and multi-dominant, and government in the balanced economy and social development of South ethnic minority area. That is under the singular government structure of regionation, coalition government, and other factors. The contributions of coordinated development help promote economy, normalization, and ecology civilization. It needs to be improved, the distribution structure, and ensured that the social security system benefit all the people. In the last comment, I think my paper put forward 20 can measure to promote the balanced development of society and economy in Southwest ethnic areas, and put forward special measures from 4 aspects of economy, society, ecology, and people's livelihood. And in the economy aspect, is including the optimization of the 3 industrial resources and the interaction between the market and the government to promote the development of economic structure and the integrations of regional resources to promote to the innovation development of enterprises, strengthening the connection of infrastructures in all aspects of society, and the guarantee of human capital development and the industrial of high quality talent. In the social aspect, it increases the problem of fairness in regional society contribution, and so on.
So, okay, I hope Professor Irina satisfied with your answer.
Absolutely.
So we continue. According to the rule of work of a specialized academic council, we proceed to discussion of the thesis Lí Цзункень. I emphasize that all present members of the academic council have the right to take part in discussion. Therefore, I ask those who want to speak about this. I hope Professor Larissa Kalachevskaya want to be first.
Yes,
Well,
dear Natalia, thank you very much for this possibility to discuss the results of this scientific research. Dear colleagues, I would like to note that the author has chosen a research topic which is relevant for both China and Ukraine. And in our discussion, we have already mentioned about the relevance of this topic. Scientists of many countries study inequalities in the development of rural and urban areas and create balanced regional models of socioeconomic development of their countries. Therefore, the relevance of the conducted research is fully justified. The scientific achievement presented in the first item of novelty deserves special attention to my mind. It was developed a conceptual program for the eradication of regional disparities in the economic and social development of the southwestern provinces of China in the context of inequality between urban and rural areas, which is characterized by reasonable coordination of the actions of state and local authorities, orderly competition of all economic entities in the region, environmental sustainability, joint prosperity, and mutually beneficial result for all parties involved in the development process, the state, enterprises, and the population. So I positively evaluate the results of scientific research of Lí Цзункень, and I will vote for I will support this research results, and I will vote for the awarding of the PhD scientific degree. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, Professor Tatiana Harchenko. Your opinion, please.
Thank you so much, Natalia Valerievna. First of all, I would like to say that graduate students has a clear knowledge of all aspects of presented research. Justifying in scientific research approaches and tools are relevant for the system of regional management, not only for the China, it can be used also in Ukraine. For example, for improvement the methodologic basis of social economic development assessment. I satisfy the report of our PhD students, his presentation. I also will support him in receiving the PhD degree. Thank you.
So, according to my list, next, Professor Ilyash Olga. Your opinion, please.
Thank you very much, dear colleagues. I want to say that I'm really amazed by prepared scientific study, which was prepared by our PhD student. And let me say a few words. According to the relevance of the topic, I want to say that the relevance of dissertation research is really confirmed by connections with the most important strategic documents, especially if you talk the scientific programs in your university. Also, I want to emphasize that our study, what was prepared by Lí Цзункень, was widely covered in 10 scientific papers. The work plan of dissertation is really logical. In the text of the dissertation is well structured. The work is definitely multifaceted and covers more than one scientific problem, like I mentioned before, from the point of view of qualitative research to the point of view of quantitative research. And it's definitely give us the possibility to understand that this study contributes significantly to the formulation of the strategic policy for the holistic development of ethnic territories, not just in southwestern regions of China, but like my colleagues mentioned, in Ukrainian regions too. Also, I want to say that dissertation is really significant for the development of the theory and practice of management, because for the first time the author developed and formulated conceptual provisions, strategies for implementing regional development, especially if you talk about long-term endeavor requiring sustained commitment according to the regional policy based on objective economic principles. So my general conclusion is that the dissertation research focuses on the study of differences in economic, social, environmental aspects between urban and rural territories. The author emphasized disparities between those territories. In the same time, possibly it would be nice if the author in his future studies focus their attention on comprehensive mechanisms of eliminating imperfections. But in the same time, I want to say that the dissertation work by Lí Цзункень on the topic management of socio-economic development of southwestern provinces of China, which was submitted for defense to the specialized academic council, was prepared on the highest scientific level, and Lí Цзункень can be awarded with the degree of Doctor of Philosophy from the field of knowledge 07 Management and Administration by specialty 073 Management. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Irina Litvinchuk. Your opinion, please.
Dear colleagues, my proposal is to support and vote for this work because it is absolutely relevant for our modern realities. I also would like to admit the level of discussion of Lí Цзункень and his answers for our not prompt questions. So this dissertation is absolutely updated for modern trends, and it will be a significant part of the new public administration science and the cooperation between Ukraine and Chinese in Chinese researchers in new trends, investigation of new trends of decentralization and discussing the development of territories. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And my opinion, first of all, I want to say thank you, some words of pleasure for scientific supervisor Inna Sokhan to be invite me to be the head of the council, and I wanted to say a few sentences in support of both the topic of scientific research and the graduate student. I prepare and wrote down the main points. The relevance of the topic is beyond logical structure, novelty, practical recommendation. All tasks can be solved. The wide geography of research approach. I'm interested in scientific novelty of impulses for innovative development and a correlation of construction of a reliable system of high quality development, strengthening of economic and demographic capacity of central cities, urban clusters, and other economically development regions. But as for me, foreign experience has been not a study. I hope Lí Цзункень will not stop them, but I support this dissertation work and I vote positive. Does anyone to speak? But dear colleagues, we forgot our scientific supervisor, Professor Inna Sokhan. What she's thinking about this?
Thank you so much. And at first, dear members of the Scientific Council, I would like to say that I'm extremely pleased to see such a strong, smart, and very beautiful, that is the most important, team today during the defense of this dissertation. The full text of my review is also in the case file, and everyone who wants can read it on the website of the Sumy National Agrarian University. But I would like to note that I started working with Lí Цзункень only in previous year. The topic of the dissertation seemed me interesting and unique, and despite all challenges that arose in the process of preparation and defense these dissertations, Lí Цзункень came out of difficult situation with a great honor. And we always managed to find a common language in all our discussions. So I would also like to know that know the students' perseverance of the research process. You all know that the writing dissertations, it's a lot of work, but writing, preparing, and defending in the competent foreign language and to be out of the country where you defend the dissertations is the great work. Therefore, taking into account all positive moments and strength point of the dissertation work, which the estimated reviewers and opponents noted during the today defense, I want to ask all members of the Academic Council to support Lí Цзункень in the obtaining the scientific degree, the Doctor of Philosophy, in the specialty 073 Management. Thank you, dear ladies. Thank you very much for your work. Thank you for your support. Thank you that you spent time for meeting this dissertation and review it. Wish you good luck in this year, in the new year. Hope for the positive and successful ending of today's defense. Thank you.
Дякуємо. І відповідно до регламенту нами попередньо було розроблено проєкт рішення спеціалізованої вченої ради, і дозвольте його зачитати. депутати. Спеціалізована вчена рада Сумського національного аграрного університету, Міністерства освіти і науки України міста Суми прийняла рішення про присудження ступеня доктора філософії з галузі знань 07 управління та адміністрування на підставі прилюдного захисту дисертації Management of Social Economic Development of the Southwestern Provinces of China, управління соціально-економічним розвитком південно-західних провінцій Китаю за спеціальністю 073 менеджмент. Лі Цзункень, 1986 року народження, громадянин Китайської Народної Республіки, освіта вища, закінчив у 2018 році Гуанлінський педагогічний університет місця Гуанлін, Китайська Народна Республіка, за спеціальністю адміністративний менеджмент. Аспірантуру закінчив у 2023 році Сумський національний аграрний університет Міністерства освіти і науки України. Дисертацію виконано в Сумському національному аграрному університеті Міністерства освіти і науки, науковий керівник Саханіна Віталіївна, доктор економічних наук, професор кафедри менеджменту імені професора Михайлової Сумського національного аграрного університету. Здобувач має 10 наукових праць, з них 3 статті у фахових наукових виданнях України, а всі включені до міжнародних науково-метричних баз даних, 3 статті у періодичних виданнях Організації економічного співробітництва та розвитку України, які включені до науково-метричних баз даних Scopus, 4 тези в матеріалах наукових конференцій. Шановні колеги, переходимо до процедури відкритого голосування. Прошу членів спеціалізованої вченої ради проголосувати і озвучити рішення щодо присудження Лі Цзункень ступеня доктора філософії за спеціальністю 073 менеджмент. Я, Стоянець Наталія Валерівна, голосую за. Калачевська Лариса.
Ми голосуємо українською, я прошу вибачення.
Так, українською.
Я, Калачевська Лариса Іванівна, підтримую це наукове дослідження і голосую за.
Наступна Харченка Тетяна.
Харченка Тетяна Олександрівна, також підтримую наукове дослідження, яке ми сьогодні розглядали, і голосую за.
Іляш Ольга.
Я, Іляш Ольга Ігорівна, повністю підтримую наукове дослідження і прагнення здобувача здобути доктора філософії, і підтримую, і голосую за.
Літвінчук Ірина.
Литвинчук Ірина Леонідівна, підтримую роботу, голосую за.
5 голосів за, проти немає. На підставі результатів відкритого голосування спеціалізована вчена рада присуджує Лі Цзункень ступінь доктора філософії з галузі знань 07 управління та адміністрування за спеціальністю 073 менеджмент. Чи є зауваження щодо рішення спеціалізованої вченої ради?
Немає.
Немає. Молодці. Дозвольте привітати Лі Цзункень з успішним захистом дисертації, але це the vote of congratulation. Лі Цзункень. Лі Цзункень, the scientific council divided you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, specialty 073 management. Would you like say some words?
Yes. First, I'm very cherish this time to give me presentation and to see all of your professors. I'm so happy. I miss you so much. First, I would like to express my deep gratitude to my supervisor, Professor in Shokhen, for her instruct me advice, brilliant idea, and useful suggestions on my dissertation. It is with your valuable help that I finally complete this dissertation. At the same time, I would also like to express my gratitude to Professor Dr. Andrew Mohalo. Although he left school to make a living life, but he is the man who guided me into the hall of academia, and is the very man who made me a better man. Moreover, I would like to show my gratitude to all experts for taking time out of your busy schedule to participate in my defense. Thank you for your valuable comments. I wish you all the best in your work and happier in your life. Besides, my sincere thanks go to all the teachers in Shumei National Agri University It is my great honor to have the opportunity to start this at Chimay National Agrarian University. I want to show my special thanks to my family and friends for their emotional support in the process of the research. At last, I wish everyone could live in peace and happiness. Thank you.
Добре, дякую. На цьому засідання спеціалізованої вченої ради вважається закритим. Дякую всім за роботу. Дуже була приємна